Listen up, you blundering fools. It's time for the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. Get all the toy talk your evil hearts could desire from these nincompoops. Jason, Corey, Elgin, and Spoody.
Yo, Joe, and welcome to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast, where a punk rock band of brothers get together to talk about one of our shared loves, toy collecting. We're here to celebrate how these little colorful pieces of plastic can transform you into a little kid again. If this is your first time listening to or watching us on YouTube, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. We really appreciate you taking some time out of your day. It's really awesome. You're also going to learn soon enough that we are not experts on much of anything. We're just toy enthusiasts, so we're not going to get all the details right, especially like one today that involves history.
History?
Oh. Yes, the past.
Oh.
Yeah, so let's introduce the band, your fellow podcast co-hosts. On lead vocals and rhythm guitar, he's our real American hero. It's Corey Canny right there.
Hey, I got a free shirt.
Cool, man. That's awesome. You love shirts.
I wear them.
Yeah.
I don't know if I love them, but I wear them.
On vocals and lead guitar and a true master of the universe, the quiet one, Elgin Arney.
I got an essay contest for my birthday. I won an essay contest.
Good job, buddy. Next up on the bass guitar, he's more than meets the eye. He's our Transformers guy. It's Spoody.
I gave Corey a free shirt.
Oh.
I accuse my parents.
It all makes sense now. And on drums, it's me. I'm Jason. I'm here to talk about my love of Transformers and all things awesome. Dudes.
Yes.
BBTS. What's that stand for, Corey?
Big balls, testicles, sack.
Close. It stands
Scrotum.
for Big Bad Toy Store. And the next time you
Scrotum.
want to visit BBTS, just use our affiliate link, bbts.cracktasticplastic.com, and it'll take you to the same Big Bad Toy Store you know and love. And doing it that way helps them know that we sent you there. So once again, edit those bookmarks to bbts.cracktasticplastic.com. We have a very daydreamy show today. Did you ever borrow Mom's Sears or JCPenney catalogs when you were younger? So you could
Take 'em to
study
the bathroom.
So you could study up what toys you wanted to add to your
toys.
Christmas list. I knew you were going to do that. Gosh dang it. Did you use the checklist with the pack-in mini catalogs that came with your toys? I know I stared at those things for hours.
Yeah.
Those catalogs probably shaped me into the OCD bastard I am today. It's ridiculous, but, collect all them toys. We're also going to visit a toy store that is here in the Midwest, and Elgin's going to tell us about that later.
Yep.
You can also follow us on Twitter at Cracktastic Pod and on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Patreon at Cracktastic Plastic. But all those sweet-ass links can be found on our website, cracktasticplastic.com. And while you're surfing the interwebs, be sure to stop by our sponsor, toyhacks.com, for all your repro label needs. They also have an armory there where you can get some toy-accurate 3D printed weaponry for your toys, tons of awesome stickers, really cool backdrops for photos and things, and just playing around. That's toyhacks.com. But right now, let's talk about the toys we've picked up lately in a segment we call Thrill of the Hunt.
Listen up, you fools! If anyone knows more about searching for the most unique items in the world, it's me, Cobra Commander. In my reign as Cobra's leader, I have acquired countless items, but those meddling Joes have foiled my attempt at worldwide domination over and over again. But it's the thrill of the hunt that fuels my superb rule of Cobra. Pay attention to my loyal subordinates as they tell you of their latest exploits and acquisitions. It's the thrill of the hunt, Cobra!
All right, Corey Canny, let's see what you brought today.
All right.
Okay,
Okay.
Next.
Next.
that was way fast.
I got Legos.
Aw.
I got Lego. I keep getting told off by friends from overseas that why do you keep putting an S at the end of Lego? I don't know, because we're Americans and we're bigger than you. So there's some Harry Potter Lego that I got there.
Sounds weird.
Not Legos.
Yeah, here's another Harry Potter
There's
that
no
I
S there.
that I
can
got
write one
that I
in
haven't
for
put together yet. This is they made 4 of these banners for each of the houses from each of the Hogwarts houses. So I brought that one, and I was gonna bring the Slytherin one, and then I got to the truck, and now I have to put it back together. So,
That sounded like a lot of Lego.
yeah, I dropped it on the ground, and it it burst,
Oh.
and so I scooped it all up into the box and took the thing inside.
Not as many Legos.
And then, so is
Lego.
Is this Legos? Because there's multiple.
There's multiple
of
sets,
them?
yeah.
Just like
Legos is
if there's multiple kinds of fish, it's actually fishes.
yes.
Yes.
It's a double plural.
This is a knockoff set from Amazon that's supposed to be like the book sets. I brought those before, and that was like $12 on Amazon. So I thought, well, $12, I'll buy it and see what happens, see if it's any good or not.
I just have to glue it together.
Yeah.
Did they make this one in the books? This purple?
There is a purple one. Let's see. I got this cool lantern dude that's like a cop. I don't know.
He's in the YMCA.
And then Elgin
If he's a
sent
cop,
me a
he has to
message
tell
the
you.
other day asking me about the Mauler tank, and that got me thinking, oh, I don't have the driver for that, so I got the driver for that. Which I don't have the Mauler, and I probably never have one, but
You should probably get it.
he's like $8 unless you have his microphone, and then he's like $400.
That's
You should get his
ridiculous.
microphone.
What if I just make one and glue it in? Wouldn't that work?
I got a little
And then here's
chunk
the
of
thing
plastic.
Here's a thing I picked up in Minnesota. Little
Wait, what's this
nano-
guy's name again?
Dang it.
Is it
Thanks-
heavy metal?
Yeah, heavy metal. There you go.
Because there's
Thanks
no
for
one that's
asking me.
Rampage.
Yeah,
that's
it's
like
the same guy,
color.
but like the colors are a little different, and he
Yeah.
doesn't have. If you look really close, you can see like he's got stubble
He's
on
got
his face.
He's got dirt because he's
Does
a tank driver.
CS on his belt buckle mean anything?
Confederate States.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know.
It's good. These
Better
three
guess
almost
land.
look different.
yeah, and I got some Beanie Babies.
Almost looked-
You haven't told us what we're
Oh,
looking
that.
at.
Oh, you're looking at the little nano scale car DeLorean set, Back to the Future DeLorean set.
Jada toy thing.
They're cool. I got some Beanie Babies.
Oh, cool.
Are you starting your collection again?
Start my collection of Beanie Babies. Yeah, I'm gonna add them into the all the shelves with all my pops.
Cool.
And then I got this at the toy store in Minnesota, and I picked that up at Midwest Vintage Toys. And then I accidentally wrapped the wrong one, so that one's for you, LJ.
Ah,
heck
he
yeah.
was. You see his face? Did you
I
watch
know,
his
he's like,
face?
oh, this
He's
fucker.
like, why do you have the
Yeah.
race?
Why are you collecting this, you son of a bitch?
He knows I want that one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Happy birthday!
It wasn't an
Hey.
accident that I wrapped the wrong one. I was just being a dick.
Yeah. Is it because I won an essay contest? Kind of feels like I
Yes.
did.
That's a lot of. That's like the most I've ever brought.
needed that guy.
I did need that guy.
I know
on
you did.
card.
And I don't remember the other guy that you needed.
He's
but
right there. Triclops.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, they didn't have him.
I
I
have
looked for him.
Ninjor and Hordak. from
Yeah, I
this
got
line.
that.
Wave.
I got that in a good package deal because
Sweet.
at the same store I picked up an original NES for my wife, and I was like, "Hey, you got any working NES consoles?" He's like, "Yeah." And I said, "How much?" He said, "Well, for the console and 2 controllers and the zapper and the Mario and Duck Hunt cartridge and all the cables to hook it up, it's $60."
What? That's crazy.
I was like, "That's really
Is that good?
cheap."
That seems low. I would
Yeah.
think a lot more, but
Yeah, like I mean, $100.
yeah,
like, but yeah, it's
Still.
$60. So,
it's all working now.
and I said, "No tax with cash," and he's like, "Yeah." So
That's how you do it.
Cash is king.
Do you know if it had a replaced pin connector in it?
I don't know that, but if it doesn't, the pin
It's like
connect.
$10.
Well, I replaced the pin connector in her old one that and after I forgot that our old dog peed all over it, and like probably just fried the circuit board or whatever, and so. Then, 2 years later, I replaced the pin connector in that one finally, only to realize, oh yeah, this doesn't work because the dog pissed on it. So
You sort of have an
I
extra.
do have a new pin connector that's only ever had 3 cartridges shoved into it to try and get it to work. So
Cool.
yeah.
Sweet.
Next.
Elgin.
Well, Corey also
Birthday
got this
boy.
for me for my birthday. This Papa Shango that I actually said on camera that I was never going to buy this.
And it worked.
And it worked.
Yeah. It was on clearance for $5.
For $5, I can't really pass that up.
I don't know why. What you have against voodoo
Yeah.
people?
I don't know.
I bought them for. I bought.
I was never a fan of him.
They had
I
him
guess.
and the green guy. That,
Ted DiBiase.
yeah.
$1 Million Man.
They had those two both on clearance for $5, and then some other like Transformers. And so my wife and I do like this ticket thing for the kids. Like they get like 10 or 20 tickets or whatever, they can trade them in for a toy. So we have like, every time I see something on clearance, I'll buy it and stick it in their box for like, this is what you can choose from. So they have like Transformers and Legos and now He-Man or WWE stuff and
WWE Superstars.
yeah.
Stratos.
Anyway, yeah, he was $5, and
That's
Elgin
pretty
was
awesome.
like, "Hey, if you have another one of those $5 Papa
Yeah.
Zhivago's, I'll take one."
Yeah, paying 20. I did not. First off, I did not want to pay $20 for that for a figure that I didn't even want.
Yeah,
First off,
I've been there.
but at $5, you can't really say no to that.
Yeah.
With my penny pinching ways. All right, so this mystery box here. During my birthday, I had celebrated my birthday with my brother. His birthday is March 29th, and mine's the 16th. So we always do like a shared birthday party, just a way for us to get together and have dinner.
and when you were younger, it was a way for your parents to
Exactly.
spend less money.
That is also true. Very much true. So he finally found my missing box of toys that I've been looking for
Oh my God.
since I keep going back to my parents' house. He's like, "Oh yeah, it was in this." I'm like, "I thought I looked there." Anyway, so he finally brought them over, and I sorted them out and found out what everything was. I already knew what some of it, but some of it I didn't know. So a lot of this is in bags. So whether you want to take it out of the bags is because there's like accessories and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the first thing is this bag of lanyard figures.
Nice.
So there.
You probably got like a solid $7 worth of figures.
Yeah. I think they were like
If you
3
count the bag.
Yeah, like 2 3-packs or something like
Yeah.
that they used to come out with in the 80s.
That's awesome.
The one guy with the hat,
Mm-hmm.
we always said that was Spock. Whenever he went to Earth, he always had to wear like a hat to cover his ears, and he looks kind of like Spock.
It never really occurred to me until you said that right now, but there are quite a few Lanyard figures that have very much a Spock face.
And that one especially, in the purple and with that beanie that he has on.
Yeah.
Every time we're like, that's Spock when he goes to Earth,
Yeah.
and he has to disguise himself. So when I was going through all these toys, like this wave of like memories and nostalgia was just like hit like over time with all this stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember playing with all these toys. I completely forgot until I saw them.
That's awesome.
Like it was, I had for some reason blocked it out, and I'm like, yeah, I remember those. I remember playing with those. So then, I found my grunt.
Oh, nice.
Too. He's got his machine gun with him, so that's a non-swivel arm.
Yep.
First run, I had to fix his body with an O-ring,
Yeah.
so he's got a new O-ring in him, so he's
Nice.
good to go. The helmet is chewed on because when I was a kid, I always tried to take it off with my mouth, and that's it.
Turns out it doesn't come off.
It doesn't come off that easily,
Yeah.
and it's stuck on there forever, which is fine.
Be careful with his thumbs.
Yeah,
I probably have a helmet that's not chewed up.
it's fine.
Somewhere.
I mean,
Kinda
I'm
likes
just gonna use them
That's,
for toy photography and stuff.
That's a Lanyard gun.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's not his.
All right, well, take it out of there and write. I have to rewrite on the bag.
Oh,
That's why you're here
yeah,
to figure out stuff.
I will double check that, but I'm pretty sure that's a Lanyard gun.
It looked like his.
Yeah.
Also have 1990 Captain Gridiron that's complete. I remember playing with him. He's basically like a football player. All his bombs. He has football grenades and a football helmet and stuff.
That's awesome.
But he's complete.
Elgin's
Football
going to start his G.I.
grenades.
Joe collection now.
Yeah. I mean, I have a 1990 Laser Viper. He's missing his gun.
Oh, yeah.
He's still got the tubes to his little laser backpack gun thing.
Captain Gridiron.
Yep.
Tubes.
I got an 86 Iceberg. He's also missing his gun. I forgot about him altogether.
Those little football grenades are what, probably $30 a piece. We're trying to find them.
Yeah, you have to talk to Corey about that. All the accessories.
They're little.
Yeah.
He came with one accessory. He came with this giant white rifle that was almost as long as him.
And as you can see, it's missing.
Yeah.
At
cool.
1991 low light, he's missing his helmet.
Nice, yeah.
But I also have another low light backpack, which is from the 80s one.
Yeah.
So I have both of his backpacks in there and his gun for accessories. The kind of the theme is there are a lot of like early 90s Joes. They're not a lot of 80s Joes for the most part.
Because he's a wee baby.
Yeah. Got an 89 Annihilator. He's also missing his gun.
Oh, yeah.
But I do have his little jetpack. Yeah, his helicopter. And I showed that to Ethan, and his eyes lit up. He's like,
The colors.
I'm like, well, yeah. It's like, and it was like looking in a mirror of when I bought that when I was 8, because he's like, oh, the backpack with the helicopter is the best thing. I'm like, I know, that's why I bought it.
Inspector Gadget, man.
Yeah. Then I have my 89 Countdown. He's missing his helmet and gun. And also the rope has several knots in it, so it won't actually go through the thing. Which I just need to replace the string. But, and I was telling Ethan, I'm like,
he is not an expensive figure.
Yeah.
Like to just buy a complete one, like $20 maybe.
yeah.
So that's
But I bought Annihilator
Cool,
and
though.
Countdown at the same time in New
Yeah.
Jersey when I was out there visiting my grandparents for a summer.
Aw.
in one of my sales, I had Countdown in the sale, and I was like, "This one's free." Nobody claimed it.
I love that guy. I mean, I have such a
He's
nostalgic
a cool figure,
connection
especially
to
with all of his gear. Like
with his
he
helmet.
looks
and
really
with-
cool,
Yeah,
but for some reason, he's just not popular.
it's too bad. I love
Yeah.
him. And I have my heavy metal, who's
Oh,
missing his
nice.
mic and gun.
Yeah, the gun's about $60, and
Yep.
the mic is about $350.
Yeah. So I also had to fix him. He has a new O-ring in him as well. Yeah, it's a little tiny little
With
piece.
scrap plastic,
It's
we
like
could
a
just
little-
carve one.
Oh yeah, it's a little green mic that sticks into
Or he'd be
his.
like, that's not right.
Oh, I gotta compare them.
Yeah, you can open it up. I'm pretty sure it's heavy metal.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rampage didn't have the it's really, really pronounced on this one. There are a couple of different versions, like the one that I've got. His beard is like, it's just like kind of just barely 5 o'clock shadow, but yours has like
It was supposed to
like
be
super
like
gray.
dirt because he drove the tank
Oh,
and
yeah,
his
with
face
his-
and his face was above and
Yeah.
it like his
yeah, that
goggles
makes
would
more
cover
sense.
his face, but then his bottom of his mouth would be dirty
Yeah.
because he drove this.
Oh shit! You found your. That's awesome.
So I was at A to Z Toys this weekend, and I bought a $20 Mauler.
dude, that's. I mean, it's missing.
It's
a
missing
couple
pieces.
of wheels, but
It's missing
still,
some wheels.
$20.
It has
Shit.
the tread. It's missing that thing. It's missing the antennas. But for the most part, it's what I want to stick the heavy metal in
Yeah.
and just take pictures of them
Dude,
and
that's
have guys
fucking
off the
awesome.
side. But yeah, they're like, oh, it's just a shell. I'm like, $20. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
that's awesome.
Yeah. It doesn't have a motor. There's no motor in it, and so it's not motorized, which is what it's supposed to be.
A lot of it stickers in good
It has,
shape.
yeah, but
A lot of
for-
the stuff you can get 3D printed too, like
Yeah.
the tow cable and like
Right.
anything that you want to get to replace. Like,
But I've super
worried
glued a
about
bunch of the wheels together, but they still had the original tread, and it had So it's
I mean, it's got enough of the wheels for it to sit on its tread. so-
exactly, and it's more of I'm gonna pose it and take pictures of it. I don't really need
Not
it
play
to
with
do
it, yeah.
anything other
That's
than
awesome.
that. And for $20, yes, all
Make sure
day,
I
all
gave you
day.
the right one back.
But yeah, he just sticks right in there,
Yeah,
and
shake it. Oh no, wait.
yeah.
Shake it and see if there's anything rattling inside. Maybe the mic, since there's a mic.
It's
inside.
not. I've already taken it apart. Because I had to
That
take it
shit
apart.
happens
to,
all the time. Like I
yeah.
heard this rattle and I open it up.
yeah,
and here's this
that's the button to turn it on and
$300.
off if it had a motor, which it doesn't.
That's
Anyway,
awesome. Though.
yeah. So, but I they had one for 100, which was complete.
Yeah.
I think I didn't really look at it, but they didn't have
Which-
a price on this, and I was like, it had like a bag of wheels.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I could probably glue all those back together.
So do you have the other wheels at home? Like,
No.
Oh, that's
That's all the
what-
wheels it came
Okay.
with. But
How-
I've moved stuff around so it supports it more,
So you're
and
missing
not the
3.
missing one there. Yeah, a full double and then one a half.
Okay.
So like 1.5.
Yeah.
Because they come in sets of
Yeah.
2.
Okay.
Awesome.
But yeah, when I opened up when I was looking at heavy metal, the first thing I thought was like, man, I think this guy drives a tank. And then I like looked it up and like he does. And then I remember like driving it through dirt and gravel.
And he was sent me a
just,
message. He's like, "How much is a Mauler?" And I was like,
Too much.
$120 is like a cheap one.
Yeah, like you said, 250 or something like that. And it's like
With like
fully complete.
yeah,
and motor working,
and then way more if he's got
yeah.
his mic. But yeah, it's they're expensive. Yeah.
And then I found my other guy. I find it was in the box too. So
Nice.
this is a Spike Stone from the Rock Lords version, and he kind of opens up into another dinosaur. So it goes with
That's
the Terra
awesome.
Rock or the pterodactyl that I have, and that was the other one that I thought was lost forever, and it's like expensive now, I think. I also had this little mixer. That was
It went with my little kitchen.
it still works.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
I remember we used to like make little milkshakes with this thing as a kid.
Boys to the yard.
Yeah, exactly. So it still works.
What photos are you gonna do
I
with
don't
this master versus? Still too.
Oh,
big.
and then I had a bag of accessories that were just
Corey
random.
can tell you all about.
I think some of them were lanyards, some of them were other.
I keep hearing
Some
you
of them were actual
put a
Joe
Y
stuff.
in there, and I don't. Is
There's
there-
not.
Okay.
It's okay.
Lanyard,
Leonard.
Leonard,
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Leonard.
Leonard.
Which one is it?
I don't know. It's all the same.
Oh, okay.
And then he's like, "Oh yeah, here's this little box of stuff." I was like,
Oh, that's a cute little container box with
Yeah,
some.
this
Oh.
is all Leonard stuff.
"Is it?" Okay. I thought that.
So yeah, they use the. You
Did
talking
they?
about this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, they use the mold. This
For-
might be an accessory pack, Joe. The one that came with the figure,
Like
blowtorch,
blowtorch,
was yellow.
Okay.
And then there were accessory pack versions of this, but there's also a bunch of Leonard versions
Okay.
of this. So it could be either. I don't know without having it next to it.
Oh, what's in this little
is that
container
a
right
pin
here?
cushion?
No, it's full of micro machines,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh! Full.
and one of them, this ambulance.
Uh-huh.
If I can,
Still works.
Wow.
That's freaking awesome.
well, yeah, it's full of micro machines. All of my micro
And
machines.
you have those play sets at home.
I
that-
do. Yeah, I still have the playsets, little tiny
More
playsets.
pictures.
So yeah, it's.
I almost bought this guy
Oh yeah,
2 days ago. Yeah,
yeah,
it was like $15 or something.
just
Not
dump it
a
out.
bad deal.
yeah. That would be a good deal. 15 for that actually. So then finally,
Finale here.
the two that I thought were lost forever. We got Forces of Freedom.
Oh shit!
Turbo, who's friends with Forces of Freedom Rambo
Oh
Rambo.
from Coleco from 86. Firepower Rambo with
Dump 'em all.
everything except one grenade that he's
Oh.
missing, and Turbo is missing his pistol in there. But the 6-inch Forces of Freedom, which they have like a whole bunch of other figures, but goes with
Dude,
my
that's awesome,
machine
though,
gun.
like-
but yeah, that's the
That's probably like when you talk about your childhood and your memories of playing. Like I think your face gets the happiest when you're talking
Uh-huh.
about these,
yeah.
and that's so
I-
freaking cool. that
I
you
just
found
so
them.
vividly remember opening them on Christmas, and playing with, because there's an action feature where that flamethrower comes around and goes into his hand and
Oh,
you put it
yeah.
on his back. And the same with Turbo, his little helmet comes up over. It doesn't work as well now, but when I was a kid, it would just go and then
That's awesome.
Oh,
So yeah,
man.
it's just those are like I said, it's missing a couple things, so I need to get a couple extra accessories, but otherwise they're complete as it was back in '86 when they came out.
How exciting!
It was
That's
it was
freaking
awesome.
awesome.
Like I was
What
so
a
happy. Like he
score.
sent me pictures of them first, and I was like, I couldn't wait till like we were gonna like have our birthday together and be like play with toys with him and reminisce.
just like
and
the old days.
Yeah,
Oh.
it
Did you
really
make
was.
Did you make the same noises when you found the Castle?
No, I did not.
It's a higher pitched squeal.
Yeah, only dogs could hear it. No, but yeah, it was I did exactly what you're doing right now, Corey. I literally had them all out like that and lined them up and like, put them, organized them.
have
and
to.
Yeah, exactly. You have to do
to.
that. And it was just, yeah, it was like I separated them all. And like, these are military vehicles. These are flashy cars. These are airplanes. These are boats. These are these are muscle cars. These are all this stuff. And it was, yeah,
It's
it
a
was,
sweet little collection you got there.
yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
You know they're releasing Micro Machines again.
Are they?
Yeah, I saw that.
Bitchin'.
Yeah, you just got Spooty some for his Christmas.
Did I? Oh,
some
yeah.
Transformer ones.
Forgot about that.
But yeah, like getting all this, it was like this was like the last piece of like childhood toys that I
Oh,
still had. That I still played with and still have now.
So you don't have that thing eating you away.
I'm like, I almost.
Now you're gonna have to think of something else to obsess over.
Well,
There's no shortage.
I'm
of
already
that.
I'm already there with Predator stuff. So that'll be the next episode. I'll talk about that newest obsession. But I almost bought one of these Firepower Rambos at Big Fun in Columbus.
Oh yeah.
They had a bunch of them. I briefly saw them that in the 15 minutes that we were there.
Right.
I saw that they had them. They were selling complete like 25. It was fairly good price, like well priced. So I was like, oh, I get them. And then I ended up seeing some actual Motu that I wanted. But I was like, mental note,
Yep.
that's where they're at if I need to go.
If I really need to go to Ohio
Yeah.
and buy some toys.
Right. I mean, but yeah, it's
Awesome.
Dude, what a score.
yeah, it's pretty awesome. I think that's all I have. The other stuff
it.
is about the show.
Yep.
So
Yep. All right, Spooty, what have you got lately?
I had a bunch of crap.
You did. He's back.
Actually, I also got a Rock Lord, but he's in the other room, and
Aw.
maybe next week.
You got enough.
Yeah, I got enough. So I bought a lot of like some random stuff, and one of them was, it's a little broken, but it's the converter. So pre-transformer version of Ransack.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
pre-transformer.
So that's like two of those that I have then.
Yeah. You got like
Nice.
the Blue Beetle
Yeah.
So he's like a GoBot.
And then this cool
earlier.
little robot that has some cool arm action going on. I have no idea. It's from Germany. That's all it knows.
Sold.
And then I also got,
That's cool.
well, it's not in here, but in that lot, I ended up getting the body for G1 Ironhide, which wasn't
yeah.
even in the picture.
Nice.
Yeah,
Right,
which is
for-
in way better shape than the one I had.
For any of you watching the video and can identify what this little fella is, please leave us a comment.
Please tell us.
And then I got a pretty nice mask Firefly. It's missing its missile that drops out of the butt.
Oh yeah, I forgot it had a butt missile.
It's one of the best kind of missiles. Oh, the chrome looks in good shape.
Yeah. Stickers are not bad. They need kind of glued back down on the corners.
Do you remember the guy's name that's the driver?
I don't.
Yeah. No,
Daryl.
that's probably
yeah.
it. Not Matt
Um,
Tracker. That's the only
Got
one I
this movie version of Galvatron, which is a cool semi robot. Not as much.
Yeah, semi version.
weird.
Yeah, the alt mode is cool.
Yeah.
But
Then I got some cassette tapes. G1 Steel Jaw, which I happen to have the wings already. So
lucky.
Is he like a manticore? Because he's a lion with wings.
Sure.
And then a Squawk box.
So cool.
Squawk, squawk, squawk.
Box.
And then
Yeah, Combiner, you said that, right?
yeah.
Okay.
And then is it Rumble? Was the actually red one?
I think,
Yeah.
I think it's Ramble.
But then
Friends.
but on the
Ramblin' Man.
cartoon it was different.
Yeah, and this is the masterpiece one.
No, this
this is
that's the regular.
Yep.
This is the masterpiece one, which I don't have the weapons or the power drivers for, but it was super cheap. So
I think all these fit in Corey's mouth.
I think they
Almost
would if
all of
my
them.
mouth wasn't full of probably
Got the
pneumonia.
titanium.
Oh, that's heavy.
Yeah, it's made out of metal.
Made out of titanium.
Rodimus Prime.
Don't drop it.
Yeah, please don't drop it. It
Yeah.
will just break.
Yeah.
I'm hesitant to pass this one around because the arms keep falling off.
I can see it from here.
Yeah.
Just you
Um,
can just lift it up and so
It's
people can
it's
see
a
it.
knockoff Devastator, based off of the Combiner Wars Devastator. Which then there's also the Combiner Wars Devastator,
Look at that big, beautiful boy.
which he stays together okay.
Yeah.
His gun might fall out of his hand, but
Yay. Pretty happy to have a big fella.
yeah, that's what I got.
It's just like a little baby boy.
Oh, it's getting fussy.
So I think that's actually the biggest Transformer I have, with maybe the exception of that Cheetor, which is probably around that tall.
But if I drop him, he's like
Way smaller.
5 or 6 of the more
Yeah.
regular sized Transformers you have.
All right,
I've seen him.
I got some stuff too.
I helped put him together when Russell bought him.
G1 Retro reissue Hot Rod just finally came in the mail from my Walmart pre-order.
Sweet.
It actually came through. He's amazing and beautiful, and based on the
In pink.
very pink Hot Rod, it's so amazing. Yeah, based on his animation colors, he's beautiful. And G1. I got Skyquake. He's new, based off of the Prime Skyquake.
Does he have any stickers?
No, none of the retro ones, because
I mean, he's got the paint decal on his chest.
he doesn't have those decals on the cartoon
Yeah,
in the
okay.
movie. So, yeah, it feels plain,
Yeah.
but when you think about it as the cartoon, you're like, oh, they're just blocky. Anyway, Skyquake, he's super badass, really.
What's he from?
Prime, but he's the new Legacy version. I thought I missed this Space Horse. Is that what you call him? Skylynx. I thought he's from Earthrise, from War for Cybertron. I thought I missed him because I'd started collecting hard after he'd come out, and he just was a lot. And then Big Bad Toy Store, who we love, found some more, I guess, and
Somebody dropped a box in the wrong section of
right.
the warehouse.
So they
Cancel their pre-order.
Yeah, they came. Well, no, this is like years later,
Oh,
like
wow.
2 years later. Just be careful. This doesn't stay on super tight like that. But anyway, he's a plane. He's a NASA space shuttle. He's also a lynx tiger
Horse.
thing. He's also a bird, and then he combines into this. Whatever that is. But
Yeah.
he's cool and awesome and huge and
And a little dumb, too.
super dumb. Super dumb. He always has. And I think like on the cartoon he has like a British accent.
Yeah,
So you got to think
he
of
has
that
a terrible voice.
too. Yeah.
Isn't he like super smart in the cartoon?
He is.
though?
He is. He's a smart fella.
It's because he's British.
He's so smart. How did he get
It
lost in that
could be the-
abyss?
Could be
That's
the
fair.
And then the Legacy Menasor finally got all the pieces, and man, I had such a great time putting him together because I did my best to not use instructions because that's where you start, and then sometimes you give up and you got to look at instructions. I do all the time, but the Motor Master was my toy of the year last year. The main body piece and the trailer becomes the frame for the legs and the arms, and just the engineering that you put these cars on as whole pieces, and then only when they're applied to the frame they break apart and have elbows and come into these sections in the arms. You'll see like
Interesting.
they're in half pieces now,
Right.
and they can't come apart only when they are put onto this arm.
Does it like
And then it extends
releases
out.
a peg or
There's a
something?
special little pin that sneaks
Yeah.
in there. But and then this is the only bit of leftover bit, and they made it
it's
nice
thought like
little.
trash then, right?
Huh? Oh no, it's a gun. It's a super cannon gun. But yeah, he's great. He holds together really well, and
This actually looks better now.
Oh.
Fixed it.
I only did one wing,
Weird.
but he looks better that way.
Mm-hmm. It's weirder, but yeah. That looks weird.
I like 1/3 transformed it.
Like 1/16 transformed.
And just
All right.
left it.
And I think that's everything enough for now. So let's get into the topic of today's show. Skyquake. Yeah, so like I mentioned at the top of the show, I don't have a lot of memories, which is sad to me, but
Just in general.
in general, because my memory's terrible. But man, I really do remember just spending hours and hours and hours staring at these catalogs. I know we all did it. I think it really did develop that part of our brains of the collect them all. You see those checklists, you're just like, oh man, I want to try and get them all. I mean, none of us ever had them all, but you're doing
I
it.
tried to take it apart. I was trying to take it back apart, and I don't want to break it. So
No, you won't.
I don't want to break it.
You make some cars out of it.
Oh, I
Studio
don't
won't-
want to. I was trying to take this back apart, like a little car, and I don't want to.
Oh, you can't
Until
unless
you
it's-
attach it. Were you paying attention?
No, of course I wasn't.
You have to attach it, and then it releases the pin that's
But you
inside.
you took them off of there without putting it back together first.
Huh?
Now it's broken forever.
So the arms will collapse into
That's
like.
yeah.
You've done it now.
Go on. It's fine. You know how to do it. Transformers are dumb.
So catalogs, and then after Corey posted the Talking Toys picture, I was just like, I totally remember them. Those Christmas catalogs. Mom always had those JCPenney's and Sears catalogs at home, always, and would just steal them away and just stare and look at all those. And I know, just from talking before the show, that I know Transformers had catalogs that came with toys. Elgin had posted some
I have
before.
one. I brought one.
But did Joe's have?
Yeah, they had all the same stuff.
Same kind. Do you have any?
Exactly like these. I do. I have several, and they're all hanging up. And I didn't. I didn't take them down because
So
they're
Elgin's
getting pretty brittle now.
Yep, Elgin's holding up.
So this was in
Wave.
the Master Universe magazines that they put out, like an insert that would come out of it in the mid '80s. Basically, as the gleam of the power sword lights your way as you enter the fantastic world of Eternia, home of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. And then it has like Castle Grayskull, Snake, all the play sets.
The G.I. Joe one had like a similar story thing. It was like,
Yeah.
here's some toys, buy them, or something.
Yeah, one side has like play sets and vehicles. The other side has figures. But yeah, they had posters in the magazines as well, which I have a few. I think I got this at A to Z Toys for like $1.
Oh yeah, I was with you. You got a
Yeah.
bunch of cool.
He hadn't even
paperwork.
priced them. Like, I'll give you $1 for each of those. And he's like, okay. But yeah, it just has.
Oh, just seeing those big.
But there's
pictures.
little boxes where you could potentially check off
Yes.
each of the things once you buy it, and it's got a bunch of figures from waves 1 through 5, maybe 6. It goes down to Modulox, so that's pretty far out and there's a Dragon Blaster in there, so maybe
Man.
almost the entire run. But yeah, that's really the only checklist for toys that I have. I remember looking at maybe not so much Christmas catalogs, but like Cabela's and like sports catalogs, because my dad
Really?
was hunting, and he big into hunting. He still is, and he would always have like Cabela and Bass Pro type stuff. And I remember like looking through that and like circling like camping stuff and like
Yeah.
because it looked cool.
Yeah.
as a young kid, it's like all axes and machetes always look cool,
I need
At
this
any
to chop
age.
things.
Yeah, for no other reason, just to chop things. I lived out in the country, and it's like, might as well,
There's a caterpillar. I'm gonna chop it.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up with chainsaws, axes, and cutting wood and splitting wood and stuff. It's like that's So having that around was nothing new, but seeing like a shiny version of that was like always kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
We had servants for that stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
geez.
figured. I did bring another checklist
Yeah,
style.
good call.
Starting lineup also did, which I do a starting lineup every Sunday post, but they on the back
on Sundays.
on Sundays, hence the name.
Oh,
But they had a little checklist on the back of their cards that you could each year, especially 88 and 89 they did. I think they started phasing them out like by 96. But like the first runs of these, they had all those. And I was looking back even to like even the baseball cards, in packs they came with little checklists, which I thought was the worst thing when I was a kid. I'm like, because I'm looking for the players, I don't want a checklist that's like taking up room in the pack
right.
for a good card that I want.
I forgot all about those.
And so I'd see like these team checklists in there, you get like, I'm like, oh, it's junk. And I was trying to, I'm sure I still have some, but they're all packed away, all my baseball cards. But when I collected them pretty heavily, I remember like getting them, was like, oh, these dang checklists are in here. Another one in the pack, But it was just another thing like we're talking about with, checking off and making sure you get all the things, and like it's part of that completionist and part of that once you check, checking off, it's like an accomplishment
Yeah.
of you have it. It's okay, that
It's
one's
like,
done.
give me my merit
What a-
badge. I
yeah,
got
exactly.
this.
Yeah. For those of us that were in Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts and Webelos and all that,
Yeah.
we did all those merit badges and we did all
Heck yeah.
the stuff to earn that. It's always about earning the next
goal,
level up,
yep.
and that with toys, it's like almost like that as well. Like
Leveling up.
you are leveling up. You're getting another merit badge. You're getting another part of it. Checking something off, filling out that blank space.
Yeah.
So it makes it feel like it's you've accomplished something.
I recently framed the first 2 years. They put Transformers catalogs based on the year waves.
Okay.
And so I had 2 copies of the first 2 years so I could do a front and a back, but I don't know how the glare is going to be, but
Yeah.
like that accomplishment, I got so I completed year 1, 1984 here. So I was really excited to get that thing framed, and you can definitely see all the different ones. And then I was like, well, moving on to 1985, and luckily I had a couple of those, so I was able to frame it up too. But I don't know how the glare is going to look in the video, but
It's going to look great.
I'm sure it will. Yeah, just seeing those, so much time spent just staring, just like I need this one, I need that one.
It's funny. Amazon puts out a catalog on Christmas.
Do they?
As well? Yeah, they put out a Christmas catalog now,
I didn't know that.
and
I'm going to get one.
they just mail it to you.
Yeah.
I mean, so we've gotten one the last few years, and Ethan has looked through it and like circled stuff in it, like Legos.
Yeah.
I mean, a Lego.
Oh man,
Yeah, sorry,
Legos is
weirdo. Yeah.
and
Legzo.
yeah,
Legzo, that's the
Legzo.
plural.
Oh yeah. And like Minecraft stuff and just any Jurassic Park and all that stuff. So they're doing one now. Currently, it's weird like seeing a new version of a catalog,
yeah,
especially when everything's online.
right. It's like they still make paper. That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, they had like G.I. Joe put out the same. I just was picking through your little mailers here, and yeah, Hasbro did the same stuff for Joe's. Like,
Oh, you had that one that I got. That was
yeah,
on
and then I found another one. So
the Pogo. Is that what it
yeah,
is?
so I found another one. So I've got those hung up front and back. And yeah, Hasbro did the same thing with the Joes as they did with these Transformer ones that you brought, where they've got the Autobots on one side and the Decepticons on the other. And yeah, I just have them hanging up on my toy shelf. But yeah, they're cool. I'm a sucker for paperwork, even like random crap, like the little little certificate.
It
things
seems
and-
more built into the Joes
Yeah.
than us, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, you got mini comics, so that's
Yeah.
thing.
And it's
paper.
cross sell on the back, but it's the artwork really that's like it just shoots
And I
out
liked,
from the paper.
like, I loved looking at the is it the Sears was the Wish book, right? And
I
then
think so, yeah.
J.C. Penney's and like I remember my grandparents always got both of those, and I met a dude on Facebook like last year sometime that has like a whole collection of these things, and I don't remember his name, or I would have like looked him up, but he has a whole collection of like old I think it was the Wish book, and it's because his dad was like the photographer for Sears. Like he's the one that set up all the dioramas and like the way that
That's
the
crazy.
toys were. Yeah, like he did all that stuff. He set all that stuff up, and he's like, yeah, my dad worked for him, and he's the one that set up everything so he could take all the pictures for the Christmas catalog. Blah, blah. It's like that's pretty cool. Like that would be some pretty solid bragging rights when you're a kid. Like,
Yeah.
and everyone was like, did he get to bring anything home? And the dude's like, yeah, a little bit. Like, I got some stuff.
I got pictures of all the stuff.
But Larry posted a link to excuse me, good grief. I've been sick.
You know,
Sad.
you
Are
were
still
dead.
sad?
You were dead inside.
Yeah, I'm still dead inside. I'm not going to spend the time now to look up the link, but I'll read it later when I'm actually reading through the comments.
But it's on
yeah,
our
it's on
Facebook.
yeah, in the Cracktastic Plastic Toy Room, he
Okay.
posted a comment on this most recent Talkin' Toys for this episode, and it's a link to like every Christmas catalog from like the 1940s until they stopped making them in like the 90s or whatever.
Wow.
600 some pages.
Yeah, and it's all there. Like you click on a link and it's like loading 678 pages, and
I gotta do that at work and print it off.
yeah.
I mean, not print it off.
Wink.
But like looking at like the prices from 1985, you know, the flag was $129, and
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing the
Attorney-
prices
and
of things.
The Eternia, what do you say the Eternia place that was? It was
99.
99.
yeah,
Well, and I've seen a lot of on Instagram too. Like people will post just pictures of that, and I'll like
Yep.
try to zoom in, and it's like clearancing off Eternia place at $89.99.
Grow up. Gross.
I'm like, where's my time machine?
where's my time machine so I can go back to the 80s when $89 was like still $3,000 in today's
Yeah.
money.
Back then, money was worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Catalogs. Anything else? Got anything else?
I mean, nothing that I should talk about.
Okay. Well,
No, I mean, I like everybody else, spent like hours looking through those. I used to get like super, super horny over the like the slot track cars,
yeah.
those giant
Yeah.
ones with
Yeah.
all the loops and the ones. There's the one that like went up the wall, like these massive fucking things. And oh man, that was like I need that so bad, and I eventually got like a small figure 8
Yeah.
one, but it like
Though
everybody.
you mentioned the wanting that one toy. It might be off topic, but I remember there's a remote control car called the Animal,
Uh-huh.
and the little paws would come out of the wheels.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you try to go over. I remember seeing
yeah,
that.
like the claws would come out. And it
I
would,
remember
like,
seeing
dig
that
its-
commercial.
the
I'm like,
greatest
this
toy.
is the greatest car. It can go everywhere. Everywhere. It can get through the stupid shag carpeting in my parents' house. Finally. I remember, I just been seeing more of the commercials lately on Instagram, and it's like, I wish I would have had that when I was a kid. That would have been so awesome.
And is there anything that either of you Bollingers remember from the catalogs that you're like, oh, I need that?
I don't remember a specific toy, but all of them. But like it just made me think about like we were poor and like we'd use I kind of remember using those Christmas catalogs and these catalogs to be like picking out what mom asks what you want for Christmas, and you
Yeah.
use those to be, and you just agonize over putting them in the priority list
Yeah.
order of like, well, this one's more important than if she can only find this one. And you never got anything that was near
Yeah.
the top of that
Yeah.
list, it seems.
Yeah.
But I
There was-
remember.
Go ahead.
No, I just remember using those catalogs to help just create this super list that
Yeah.
meant nothing to her, but it was
Right.
just so
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, we would do the same thing. And there was one specific year where my dad was in charge of Christmas because Mom was sick. And he just took us to Walmart. He's like, what do you want? And we're like, I want that and that and
refer to
that.
my list.
And then Christmas morning, I woke up and I had that and that and that.
When she said, pointing out stuff from the catalog for a Christmas list, I do remember like ripping out pages and like just putting them in there. So it was just
Yeah.
no one else used it for anything. 'Cause
Yeah.
it was just like, yeah,
Nobody,
it's just,
Nobody
I
else
mean,
was
we're-
using the toy section for anything.
it was paper. We were probably gonna burn it anyway because we had a wood burning stove
Yep.
in our parents' house, so that was just gonna be a fire starter at some point in time.
Yeah.
So it was just like, who cares if you whip it out and use it? But yeah, it was like, okay, this is the thing I want. As opposed to trying to write it down and figure out what it is, it's better just here's the picture of it.
So,
Circle.
Yeah.
so have you either of you two like seen how Ethan or Ren makes their Christmas list? Has it gotten serious yet?
Oh,
Or-
his is always Ethan's
Or
is
just
always
top his
crazy.
head?
They're
not using catalogs, I mean.
Well,
or
he's using the
they're
Amazon one. but,
Amazon?
he knows kind of what he wants anyway. What he does now is he has a wish list on Amazon.
Oh no.
So he just kind of goes through Amazon and like adds to his wish list, and then because that way we can send it out to people if they want to.
Yep.
It's easier to do that than. Like,
Smart.
well, what's he want for Christmas? Well, here's his link to his Amazon wish list. It's so much easier.
But wish list, Christmas, like that stuff has changed so much since we
Yeah.
were kids because half of the shit that we wanted, we only knew about because of either Saturday morning cartoons or the commercials that
Right.
were going on.
Yeah.
So many toy adverts. And now, who has cable anymore? Nobody has cable anymore. So the kids aren't exposed to that kind of advertisement on TV. And so, my kids, they're young enough that they're not really exposed to any kind of advertisement. It's just a matter of, what they see in the store when we're walking through. And Ren knows that he loves Legos, and Ren knows that he loves Minecraft Legos. And the reason he knows he loves Minecraft Legos is because Ethan likes Minecraft. And so,
He's a bad influence.
yeah, he's terrible. They're huffing paint in the back. And
Yeah.
And those Lego sections are getting bigger and bigger, aren't
not
they?
at my shit
No,
store.
not yours.
But yeah, everywhere else, yeah. And Target's having their buy one get one 40% now. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Earmuffs.
yeah, no, it's
Ethan.
it's so different the way that
Yeah.
Ren's not really doing the whole Christmas list, and Oren obviously isn't because he's 3, but there's stuff that he knows he likes, Legos, Transformers, and
So it's coming.
yeah, it's coming eventually. But when I was his age, I knew what I wanted, but I had the Christmas catalogs and I had all those commercials and all that stuff. So it is definitely different.
And we don't. Do we have it now? Really? Catalogs. I know you said Amazon, but we really are just kind of limited
Other
to
than
this
that, I haven't seen
cross sell on
Yeah.
the packages. Really is
Yeah.
about all we have now, right? There's no real.
Yeah, like I said, I'm sure there still are commercials on normal people television, but old people television. Normal
Right.
people television is streaming services.
Right, that's a
Yep.
new normal.
Yeah,
basically.
old people television is cable and commercials
and antenna television.
yeah, and Tanny.
Yeah, the old tinfoil.
Yeah, tinfoil on the rabbit ears, and
Yeah.
maybe you'll get some scrambled porn.
I think
I think that's an elbow.
I think some third-party transformer companies still send catalogs of their
Yeah.
toy line and stuff, but I'd love to see it again, just
Yeah.
to have that stuff to obsess over.
I know.
Oh, man.
I
There
need
is-
to. I've been thinking about hitting up some of the antique malls in the area just to see if I can find some old
I'm sure
Christmas
there are.
catalogs.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure they're right here. So I know Movies Unlimited, which is more of a DVD
Yep.
and play, but you can buy toys there too.
Yeah.
Which I bought a couple vehicles. Anyway, once I bought those Wind Raider and Landshark, they started sending me a catalog.
Oh, nice.
So now, almost every month, I get a DVD catalog of titles that you can like look through, and it's just like full of just like every title. I'm like, why are you sending me this? It's cool, but
Well, fun topic. If you're listening to this and you have particular fun catalog memories, shoot us a message or leave a comment on one of our posts about this, and we'd love to hear your stories too.
Or call Jason at 641.
Anyway, so we're going to take a quick break and tell you about our podcast network, the PFPN.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
All right, we are back, and it's time for Elgin to take us on a store tour.
all right. Today's store we're going to is called Toys from the Past,
Toys from the past.
but there's actually two stores. They have two locations, so there's Toys from the Past 1 and 2.
Oh.
Is that how they name them?
Yeah, well, when I looked it up, it said Toys from the Past 2, so I just wrote that down.
Nice.
So there's two locations. They're both in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Stinking Lincoln.
Yep. So when I looked it up, they're like not very far apart.
Oh, wow.
But they're two of the same store. They're like, yeah, we have a new location
They
here.
just had so much stuff.
Yeah, basically.
Probably.
That's basically what it was. So the one of the stores is at 3219 South 13th Street, and the other one is at 2840 South 70th Street. So they say two full stores filled with G.I. Joe, Transformer, Motu, Star Wars, Marvel, DC, Mask, TMNT, and much, much
That's
more.
a good list of stuff.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So much that they had to open a second store. And both of them, and that's really the only toy store in
Yes.
Lincoln.
Toys
The
from
only
the-
two toy stores are the same toy store owned by the same people.
They don't have
and,
toys that are new.
and they're all vintage. It's mostly vintage, and yeah,
These are
That
toys
sounds
from the
pretty rad.
past.
toys from the past in Lincoln, Nebraska, of all places, which isn't very far from Omaha, really.
It's not an hour
No,
south.
it's 4.5 hours from here.
Yeah,
That's a solid day.
yep. But two
Let's do it.
locations,
That's
in Lincoln.
exciting. That's two stores
two stores,
for the
two
price of one.
locations, both called Toys from the Past, but the other one I think is called Two. It's like the sequel.
We could do that. We could do that in the Saturday. We could
Oh,
hop
yeah,
in
we
the
could.
hop in the van and hop in the van at like 8 in the morning and get there by noonish.
I
And
like all the words you're saying.
spend a few hours there and eat some food and come home and be back by 9.
Toys
I'm
from the
ready.
past.
Toys from the Past.
Lincoln.
Two locations at 3219 South 13th Street and 2840 South 70th Street, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Now it's time to hear from you guys. It's Corey with Talking Toys.
Hey y'all,
Hey,
how's it going?
I'm okay.
I'm gonna bump right. I'm gonna bust right into it.
Okay.
Jacob Book, Jake Book, Big JB, Little JB. He's the little guy.
Little fella.
He says J.C. Penney is what I always remember. Never got anything from it though. He said that with an exclamation point, like he's excited that he never got
Never got
anything from J.C. Penney.
Well, maybe he was like shouting.
Yeah, no, isn't that? Aren't you supposed to use caps for that?
Good point.
I don't know.
And Jeremy says, Jeremy Sample, he says, I believe it was the Sears catalog that I used to go through and circle all the toys I wished for. I think that's kind of a universal thing, maybe with people. Like, yeah, that's Russell. Russell, he had a lot to say. He said J.C. Penney. Muscles beef Minario.
What?
I don't know. It's just something I call him.
Thanks, Russell.
Larry Roberts, he says, now Now you're talking my language.
What did Russell say?
That's all he said was JCPenney.
Oh, okay. Short and sweet.
He says, now you're talking my language.
That's not it.
It wasn't Klingon. For a favorite catalog in terms of from which store/company, for me, the Sears catalog was always king. And Sears did have better pictures. Let's see. Though I regularly loved JCPenney service merchandise, McDade's, and Montgomery Ward's catalogs too. Larry, were your parents rich? Because I only know of 3 of those catalogs. Let's see. As for getting specific on which year, nobody did, Larry. Nobody did. Okay. Man, that's a really tough one. I guess if I have to choose, I'll go with the 1981 Sears Wish Book. It's got so many of my personal greatest hits: Empire Strikes Back, Toys, Clash of the Titans, Team America, Marauder Cycle, Roadmates, Auto Park and Transport, Hot Wheels Crisscross Crash. Oh, I remember the Crisscross Crash.
Oh,
They
yeah.
had to race it before they ran into each other.
Atari 2600 telegames, and so much more. Plus, this was the catalog that I got my very first electric guitar from, the red SG copy on page 456,
Yes.
which I guess had a fairly important impact on the direction of my life, I would say. Yeah.
Sure did.
Let's see. Bob Dabalina, he says, I waited for the Sears catalog as a kid. Not that I got anything from it, but I always went through and circled my picks.
That's how we learn.
Lol. Let's see. Anna Walker says Sears or JCPenney's, and Mark Dixon says most definitely JCPenney's. Over on the Instagram, Mossman number 80 says, wow! I remember JCPenney 88.
Must have been all caps.
His
No.
page is great, by the way.
It is.
Yeah, Mossman 80. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
a good page. You rule, Mossman 80. Whatever, if that is your real
He was
name.
born in 1980, that's why, and he loves Moss Man. There's a lot
Yeah.
of pictures of it. There's a
So,
lot of pictures.
so I should name my Instagrams page Beastman77.
If you
Yeah.
wanted to be cool,
You
If I wanted to be cool and
probably
get
should.
mistaken for porn.
Right. Oh, also, yeah.
Anyway, that's it.
It's a win-win.
All right. Cool. We did it, guys. We did it.
We did it without getting a phone call.
I know.
I know.
Well, before we go today, I definitely want to just say that there are lots of ways. If you like the show and you want to help support the show, there's lots of ways to do that. One of the easiest ones, one of the most free ones is, hey, tell a friend.
Oh, yeah.
Tell
Share.
Yeah,
Share.
tell people. Yeah.
Tell a friend about
Like
our
and
That's
podcast.
something I
share.
always forget to do. Tell people.
Yeah, it's really easy.
Yeah.
And they love seeing your face get all happy and excited about the things you like. So,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, if
Yeah.
if you want to do more, there's always over there on the Apple Podcast. There's leave a review, 5 stars, please. We like that.
Yeah.
That really
6
helps.
if you can squeeze them.
Yeah, I don't.
7 sometimes.
Yeah, well, you can just say 6 stars, right?
Oh, yeah.
On your review.
And then if you just need more Cracktastic Plastic, you can go to patreon.com/Cracktastic Plastic. Sign up for a tier that best suits you, and oh man,
Mm-hmm.
you can really get some more Cracktastic Plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we've got some really awesome patrons so far, and I'd like to read you their names because we like them. It's called a shout out.
Oh.
Yeah, Corey.
Tony!
Tony Miller, that's right. And Chris Turnip Simmons and Peter Glinsman and Alex
For the
Forrest.
hearing impaired.
That's right. It was all caps again. I didn't mean to type it that way.
Tony!
Yeah.
Alex!
Thank you guys. We really appreciate you.
Peter, Beanie Baby Glinsman, and hashtag.
Chris! Peter!
Oh my God, I'm pushing this button. We gotta go.
Hashtag Kevin
We gotta
Spoon.
get out of here. But thanks everybody for watching on YouTube and listening and all that stuff, subscribe and things, and we appreciate it. And we'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Later, bro.
Thank you for listening to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. But not so fast, my foul fiends. Don't forget to follow these fools on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And visit cracktasticplastic.com cracktastic.com. I'll be back.